up, everybody? Welcome back to the Properties and Pour Overs podcast. My name is Adam Colburn, and today I have two guests, my buddies Trevor Hicks and Robert Szigeti. What's going on, guys?
It's going,
Good,
man.
good,
Thanks
good.
for
How
having
you
us.
doing?
Yeah,
Love to be here.
absolutely. Thanks so much for giving me some time to share your story. And so, just to get started, to introduce both of you to the listeners, let me know where you're located in the country and what does your business look like currently? I guess, Trevor, you can go first.
Yeah, so I'm located in Central Florida in Orlando. And yeah, I've been in real estate for a little over a year and a half and got partnered up with Robert about a year ago. So yeah, our business primarily is fix and flip in Central Florida as well as Northeast Florida and Palm Coast, Flagler County. We also do some creative buy and hold. And what I was doing before I met Robert actually as well was some private money lending and transactional funding. So that's we'll get into that as well, but that's primarily what I do on the side for my active income as well.
Cool. Love it. What about you, Robert?
Yes, I'm here in Palm Coast, Florida, North Florida. I've been in real estate since 2021.
Okay.
Started with fix and flip and some burr, so then joined Subto in 2022, and yeah, kind of went from kind of like a big mindset shift, self-discovery through Subto. So it's just pretty amazing. Changed my life in I mean, so many ways. It's just hard to, even describe.
For
And
sure.
I met, Trevor last year. So
Love it. That's awesome. And so it sounds like we all got in real estate right around the same time. And so can you guys share with me, like, what did life look like before real estate?
go
I'll
ahead,
let
Trevor.
Robert take that one first.
Sure. Yeah. Robert, you can go.
Okay. Well, I'm originally from Hungary. I've been in the States since '02. Actually, I moved here and well, I did a lot of different jobs, restaurants, housekeeping or whatnot, and pretty much in 2011 we opened up like actually no. Yeah, 2011 a cleaning business, my wife and
Okay.
I, and we've been doing that since then, and kind of in 2021 I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and 2 weeks later I got the first property. So it's pretty much,
Wow.
yeah.
2 weeks. That's crazy.
Yeah, it hit me, oh my God, big time, that book. Yeah, definitely. It
Yeah.
was, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Trevor?
I'm just learning that Robert and I actually have that in common as well. We found a lot of weird synchronies in our stories and kind of what drives us together, but that actually is the book that drove me to kind of get into real estate. So I've been in Central Florida my entire life. I moved to Orlando from the Tampa area in 2006 to go to school, get my graduate degree. I have a doctorate in physical therapy, which I've been a physical therapist for a little over 11 years, May
Okay.
of this year, and actually still have my W-2. I was full time with that until November of last year, when I had kind of taken a flyer on a different job outside of clinical care, and about a year and a half in, it did not work out. Thought I was safe, secure. But in that job, I was actually working towards some real estate, and that's when I started and found kind of Gator and transactional funding, and was starting to get into a handful of those, but we really was just kind of dabbling. I was starting to get some traction, but really was like, I'm safe, I'm secure in this W-2. I'm gonna do this on the side.
Yeah.
Well, that ended in November with a pretty rough surprise ending at a pretty difficult point in my life. But the bright shining star of that was Robert and I had met, what, about 3 months before that, and we're in the middle of our very first fix and flip, and we're about to close and make a good profit. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it's time to go at this more full force. So instead of going back full time physical therapy, I got a part time PRN gig that I can pretty much work whenever I want, and have gone in full fledged with this community and with Robert, and has not been letting me down so far. That's for sure. So
I
it's been
love
great.
it. That's awesome. And so did you guys just meet at like a local meetup or just through the community, like Facebook groups and stuff like that?
Um, we got connected through another amazing Subto and Owners Club member, Mandy Kanecki.
Okay.
I had met her actually through the transactional funding community that we were in. We were in a group called Fundwise, that was all about transactional funding. I had actually just had a one-on-one with her not long before, just to get to know people in the group. I was not in Subto or Gator at the time,
Hmm.
and I was doing cold outreach, and I reached out to somebody and I said, "Hey, you need EMD?" It wasn't exactly like that, but they said, "No, but I need to sell my house. I need to sell my mother-in-law's house." And I was like, "Okay, I can help you with that." Had no idea what I was doing because I'd never really even underwritten or done anything. So of course,
Yeah.
I was the guy who just looked at all of Pace's free videos and learned as much as I could and got a lot of really great feedback of, find a deal, bring it to somebody in sub two and JV with them if that's the way you want to do it. And that's
Yeah.
ultimately what I was looking to do. I negotiated this deal down. I learned how to underwrite. I kind of educated myself a little bit more on it. Was about to get it under contract when I reached out to Mandy and I said, "Hey, I think I have a really good deal. Would you buy this from me if I get under contract? I want to wholesale this." He goes, "Oh, it's not in my zone, but I know this great guy. That's his backyard." And so she put me in touch with Robert. We got on a phone call, and immediately he was just different than somebody I had talked to before. Of rather than just like, "Yeah, I'll buy it from you." He's like, "This is a great property. You did great here." But instead of me just, I could be your buyer, but would you rather partner up and like fix and flip this with me and learn as you
Mm.
go? And
Yeah.
that's always been my MO and everything I've done. I want to learn as I go. I don't want to just make a quick paycheck and be here today, gone tomorrow. I'm all
Sure.
about the adage of like learning to fish rather than just giving a man a fish. So
Yeah.
I took it and I said, yeah, I'd love to partner with you. I'm okay with some delayed gratification and some learning. We partnered on that one, made great profit, and really kind of learned a lot more about each other. We met and had coffee a few times because we're only about 90 minutes away from each other.
Hmm.
And as soon as that fix and flip finished, he kind of came to me and said, I really want to do more of these next year, but I want to partner with you on them. And that's when my kind of whole world changed, man. It's been great ever since.
That's amazing. I love that. And that's definitely not common for a lot of buyers. So, Robert, what did you see in Trevor that made you want to kind of jump in and collaborate with him right off the rip, or is that just kind of the guy you are? Like, do you partner often with wholesalers that bring you deals?
No, no, not really. I mean, I don't know, the first conversation, we just aligned so much. And then, like, I don't know. And then we just met, and I think I've been looking for a partner, right? Like, in Subto, and then I was looking, and then he just came. Like, that's really,
Yeah,
I don't know, the universe just put it, front of you. And
sure.
then we're like, huh,
Yeah, it's just
it's pretty
natural.
good.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
I have a business partner as well, and we actually met in the free group before either of us joined Sub 2. When we were both getting our journey started in wholesaling, and it was something we became fast friends, and we're like, "Do you just want to do this together?" And he was more the funding side of our marketing. He's a CPA by trade, so he just didn't have the time, but he had some cash to throw around, and I'm like, "I don't have much time or money, but I'll do the work." And so he did all the marketing spend, and then I was the guy on the phones. We were slinging the deals and splitting the fees, and that's slowly progressed into 3 or 4 flips at a time and buying rentals and doing the things. And so that's really cool and just a testament to this community. Like collaboration is always the number one, which I love, and I think that's the biggest, like most shining star piece of Sub 2 is that like collaboration over competition always. And so Robert, for you to kind of bring Trevor under your wing and teach him as you go, and he fit all those boxes that you were looking for specifically too. It's super cool.
Yeah.
But it's both way, not just, like teaching, because he taught me so many things too. That's
Sure.
the beauty. The whole thing is like when your partner is like when you lacking some things, your partner shines on that. And then and of course we're learning from each other so many things, but it's just like, like both of us, I think one of the biggest thing, we care. We care about, each other, we care about others, right?
Yeah.
And that's when I joined Subto, I like when I saw Pace in the YouTube channel, I was like, huh, this is very different like any other, guru out there. It was like really what it got me, not how many deals he has done, the things, but how much he cared, right? And
Yeah.
it was just like this. I was like, oh my God, that's very different. And I was actually hesitant to join, and then I showed my wife actually the video of Pace. I said, "Wow, it's a different guy." I said, "I know." And then, what do you think? I said, "Well, that's what it is." And I explained to her, and he said, "Well, you should join." I said, "You think?" I said, "Yeah. I mean, it's very cool." I was like, "Okay." So that
Yeah.
that was it. Yeah. And
Love it.
then and since then, it just mind blowing. I can't even describe how what you go
Yeah.
through, is like I expected join Subto to be, like real estate, and then you found so much more or
Totally.
something.
Yeah, it's crazy when like your friend group becomes all the guys that you do deals with, right? And there's nothing more fun than making money with your friends. 'Cause you're just aligned in so many more ways, right? And you find those small synchronicities like you mentioned, Trevor, of like similarities in your life or things that how you got into the space or just your passions and your goals and your vision, like everything aligns. And you're like, why would I not want to spend time with this person? So super cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so how many flips have you guys done together so far?
We're going through the third one, right? That's the thing. Well, it's innovation, but yeah, it's actually
Okay.
a flip, and we have the one together, a Subto deal, and oh, actually, no, more because we're having some on the project too. We've been under
Oh,
contracts
that's
as
true.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
good.
currently
We
going
have
on.
we have our second and third ones listed, and then we just started another one with another owners club member in Savannah. So we've got four. Bought a sub two property together. He bought a seller finance property, and then yeah, we're under contract on another one in Western North Carolina. Well,
Love it.
Yeah,
it's a little rocky of a subject today, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
we're still technically
that's
under contract. So.
Love it, dude. That's awesome. Very cool. Love the growth. And so, I get like obviously Pace is and in we're all an owners club, right? He's kind of tasked us with this Mount Everest, right? This big goal that we want to chase over the next 5 years. What is y'all's Mount Everest?
I'm gonna let Robert. He knows I'm
no,
coming
no,
for him.
you should do that
He,
because you know better than me.
well, we've set individual ones,
Sure.
and I think we're trying to align so closely together, but also I think we're both trying to still maintain some individuality and still have our own, obviously our own thought process, our own goals. We may not partner on absolutely everything. I want him to,
Sure.
but our Mount Everest, I think, are growing closer.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna let
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him try and verbalize his, because he better have been working on it.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's I'm still tweaking it, and then it's as like it doesn't have to be perfect. That's what always Pace says, right? And
Yep.
and like for me, I'm really my heart is for single moms, right? How we can help single moms because yeah, we're surrounding and it just drawn to me, my neighbors and all that. It just and my wife actually when I got her together, she was actually was raising her daughter. So
Hmm.
really, that's what it got me. And then I don't know, it's help like ladies, it just really resonate with me. I don't know
Yeah.
what I can grow out of it.
Hmm.
I just one by one, I guess, and then
Yeah.
figure out the rest on affordability. Yeah, that's I think so. It's the biggest issue for sure everywhere you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, I think that's a specific like subset of the population that is definitely overlooked, and there's a lot of them, right? And so if there's a way that we can serve single moms in that way with affordable and safe housing, like that's huge. I love that.
Yeah,
That's awesome. And so
for
now it's
sure.
just honing in what that looks like as far as units and the amount of people and that kind of stuff. And like you said, it's that's ever changing, right? Like I've got a head start from you guys and I'm still crafting mine. I've got it pretty well dialed, but who knows what it's going to be in a month, like after Monterey. Things probably are going to change again. And
I
but that
know.
I think that's what makes it fun, right? The goalpost is always moving and your vision can kind of grow with you, which is cool. Um and I think it's smart, like what you said, Trevor, is that you guys have maybe one thing that you guys are pushing to together, but then you also have your own individual goals because obviously no one goes into a partnership planning to not be in the partnership anymore. And it's not so even like planning for the worst, but also like having your own identity within this stuff, the things that you have, and having sole ownership for things like for me specifically, I have 3 kids. I want to have specific properties just for my kids. So then my partner can't really be involved in those because I need to give them to my kids, right? And setting that kind of
Course.
stuff up. So, have you guys kind of figured out what you want that to look like as far as like is it a door number? Is it buying businesses or a certain revenue number for the amount of flips you guys are doing? Like what does that look like? 5 year goal.
Um, I don't know that we've thought that far, honestly. Most everything we've done right now is partnering together, and I think we will eventually get to that point because I really like what you said. Obviously, we both have families, individual families, and are coming closer together. I already consider him part of my family, and I know my kids. We got to this house, and my daughter, who you may have just seen pop on here, was like, "Is Mr. Robert meeting us here today?" Like my kids have done demo on a house with
Yeah,
Robert. He's taught my son swinging a hammer, swinging a sledgehammer. My daughter, same thing. Like
love it.
family. So,
Oh,
truthfully, at this point, I don't. And again, I get it. There's partnerships, and we were on a call earlier today. And people were talking about, oh, I don't really like to be partnership, blah blah blah. That's fine. That's it's not for everybody.
hmm.
Um, I don't see anything without him at this point, obviously. But again, you never know what happens. But ultimately, yeah, I'd love to own some things individually. And I think if we're both honest, he'd probably say the same thing for his family. And,
Of course.
um, but I think after, our active income is where we want it to be. And we've got some of these other revenue streams that Pace has tasked us to do rather than just fix and flip
Sure.
figured out. And that's a little bit more of a process line forward.
Hmm.
Then we look into that. Because I know he and I both want to relocate out of Florida, actually closer to where you are. And that's a big goal of ours over this next 1 to 2 years. But
Yeah.
we've not really set revenue or active income goals for those yet.
Sure.
Um, Definitely something I think we could both use a little guidance on. I think we both would fall more into the visionary, less in the integrator side of things.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, 5-year goal, definitely, obviously fine tuning, like you just said. I know mine. I jumped on my Mount Everest pretty quickly, right after joining Owners Club, which I joined Subto Gator and Owners Club all this year at Squat Up Summit. I
Wow.
had been with them for a year. Well, I
Drinking all the
truthfully,
Kool-Aid right at once. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I did. I mean, I've been following Pace for a year and a half before that. I had been doing transactional funding with a different community, and I knew
Sure.
it was gonna happen at some
Yeah, it's
point. I
inevitable.
never really
Yeah.
knew when. And I actually tried to get out of Squad Up again this year, even though it was in Orlando, in my hometown last year, and I was too scared to attend because I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
I don't
Yeah, I
belong here.
told him, I said, "Are you coming?" You know what? I don't know, not sure. I said, "What do you mean?" Like,
It's
And
so
then
crazy how we get in our own way. Like you're blocking the blessings for yourself. It's crazy.
so freaking true, man. And we talk about the universe and bringing stuff our way. Like ever since that, he even said he's like, I got you a regular price ticket before it went up. It's like it's cheaper. Find a way to get there. So I used miles. I got there. I split a room with people, highly. Um, and yeah, I got in the room, and I mean, my life changed there in Dallas for sure. Had I not been
Yeah.
there, I wouldn't be. I clearly wouldn't be an owners club. I
Right.
may not have still been in sub two. I may still been kind of dabbling around.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, he and I sat next to each other in the owners, and when Pace was talking about owners club, and we could feel like we didn't have to communicate. We knew, and I looked at him, I was like, "You're signing up, right?" He goes, "You're signing up for sub two, right?" I said, "Yeah." So at end of the first day, maybe it was the second day, I went and signed up for sub two. He signed up for owners club. The next day, we actually went back because we have an LLC together, and we're
Hmm.
like, "Oh, look what you added to Gator." You get it on as a business partner, and they said, "Why don't you guys do the same thing with sub two?" And we said, "We didn't know that was an option. We did this yesterday." And they're like, "Well, tell you what, if we refund you your sub two membership and you're going to plan to join Owners Club, we'll refund you that. You join with him as a business partner and join Owners Club." And I said, "You do that for me. I'm signing up right here, right now." And she did. They were great. They worked with
Yeah.
us, and
Love it.
that was how I drank all the Kool-Aid at once. Granted,
Amazing. I love
drinking out
it.
of a fire hose out of one community, let alone three, is
Dude.
I'm having some trouble keeping up.
but
That is
it's like
overwhelming.
it's hard to describe when you are there in present, right? Like
Yeah, it's
I
electric.
told him many times, yeah, it's like, but you gotta be there. Like this is it's
It's unlike any other event I've ever been to. And I've been
yeah,
to quite a few
definitely
real
no
estate
doubt.
events all across the country, and there's just the vibe in that room is there's nothing like it. Yeah, it's the synergy. It's crazy. So, well, I'm glad you made it, Trevor. And
Me
Yeah.
too,
yeah,
man.
and you're in the space now. So that's super cool. So let's talk about kind of operations. What is y'all's roles look like now that you guys are partners? Is one more the acquisition guy, one more I would think Robert more with the flip experience. Like how do you guys complement each other on your day-to-day business?
I mean, definitely both of us more acquisition, right? Like both of us building relationship, and that's really what we shine, I think. And
Hmm.
but yes, I do have experience in flicks and flips. So yeah, like that was the flip we just finished and put in the market. That was actually a kind of like a zero completely going through. Trevor had an experience to do that with his kids, which is that's really what it's about. Like that's for me. I did that by myself, and I thought that that's the only way to do it, right? By
Right.
yourself. And then when you join with someone, it's like, oh my God, so much more fun and like so much enjoyable, right?
Totally.
And yeah,
Love it. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's definitely more of the experience with the fix and flip. I rely on him a lot. And we got that question a lot when we first partnered up. It was like, well, we know what he's doing in this. He's the boots on the ground. He's the one that's experienced in this. What are you doing? What do you bring to the table? What do you bring to this partnership? And for a while, to be honest, I kind of doubted myself. I was like, again, that fear, that fraud, that I don't belong mentality. And he kind of reinforced and I think saw the value in me before I did was I love to build relationships. I love to go direct to seller. I love to, again, build those relationships even with the seller, because
Hmm.
again, especially with creative deals, you're going to have a relationship with the seller, the seller financing it to you or sub to. It's not just a quick sale or a wholesale
Yeah,
deal. Like you have to have a relationship with them
totally.
and we mean to do well,
Hmm.
and do right by them.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's not going to work out. It's going to blow up in your face.
for sure.
Um,
Well, I mean, even in a cash deal, like you still have to get to the closing table.
yeah.
And
Yeah, yeah.
my favorite conversation is turning a seller into a lender. We'll have to talk about that offline, but that's
I know
ninja
that
tactic.
our first flip together. That's exactly what I did. I found the seller and I brought it to her because I happened to be listening to Pace and Jerry's capital raising,
Yeah,
and I brought it to her and I said, you're getting a pretty big settlement. What do you plan to do with that? Are you moving to a new house? No, she was moving to St. Augustine with her mom, and she said it's going to sit there. I might reinvest it. So we've actually retouched on that with her, and
amazing.
I think I'm in the proof of concept phase with her because I have a fair few other friends.
Hmm.
That have high paying jobs that have seen what we've done, put out on social media, and now are coming to us saying,
Yep.
how do I get in on your next deal?
Right.
And so now it's never been this way before, but we honestly have more capital than we do deals right now. So
Hey, that's a great
that's some
problem to
deals
have.
they need help on. Let us
I
know.
Great,
know, right?
great problem to have. I
Yeah.
love it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and like what you said, like with Robert seeing something in you that you didn't see in yourself. I mean, on take it all away, regardless of your skill set at that point, it's still your time, right? And once you do have a successful business moving forward, like we all only have 24 hours in a day. And so being able to leverage you to do some of that relationship building so Robert could focus on the nuts and bolts of actually the fix and flip side, that's immensely valuable to
Oh, yeah.
a business owner that's already operating. And so I have this conversation all the time with new people because I had that same limited mindset when I got started. And my biggest regret is not joining a team sooner. I just wanted to do it on my own. And I don't know what I don't know. So I'm spinning my wheels. Took me 8 months to close my first deal, which I could have had that done in 45 days or less with the amount of hustle I was putting in. I just didn't know what I was doing. Right. And
Yeah.
it's like if I had somebody to look over my shoulder and tell me what was a deal and what wasn't, and this is why, rather than just kind of throwing things at the wind and knowing that this person has it all figured out, but he still only has 24 hours in a day. He needs my time. I'll gladly give my time up to in exchange for his skill set. Then we both grow together. And so Robert had the foresight to see that in you, and now you guys are both flourishing. So I love that. It's super cool. So, I mean, a year together, it's not terribly long in business, but obviously, entrepreneurship in general, it's not without challenges, right? So, I'm sure you guys have had a couple hiccups along the way. Can you describe like a specific, maybe it be a deal or just something that's come up in your business since you guys have been partnered that was a challenge and kind of the mindset that you guys had to reach to kind of overcome that issue?
I mean, even the first flip, we have to go through two hurricanes to actually get the
Yeah.
property.
That is a
That was
problem.
yes.
We
Wow.
delayed
We
we
couldn't
delayed
close
close because of
because
the
the
hurricane too.
insurance
Yeah.
was, yeah, going on. Like, they shut down when during the hurricane you can get insurance on the property. So we had to wait
Yep.
for that. So we closed on it, and the following week came another hurricane, so we
Oh
couldn't
my
do
goodness.
anything on the property as well. So that
Wow.
was yeah, pumping water out of the pool and whatnot. So yeah, it was definitely a challenge. And also we have to change the what's it called? A lender as well too.
Mm.
Yeah, right
In the
before.
middle of escrow? Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Mm.
Yeah, we found
Yep.
out that you couldn't do it through LLC, so it has to be one, and then
Right.
yeah,
That's right. I
thank
almost
goodness
forgot
we had
about
another
that.
lender.
I
Wow.
forgot
Yeah,
about that.
every property is there is always
Oh
something
yeah.
comes up, which is
Nothing
good,
is as smooth as it should be.
I was gonna say
Absolutely.
I was thinking of more recent. I honestly kind of forgot about those. Those problems seem small now,
Yeah,
but
there's always something else coming up. Yep.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Well, I think that's a testament to growth, right? Like that's what
Yeah.
we want. We want bigger problems. And so if we're still stuck in the same title issues or closing on time,
Oh
we're
yeah.
probably not doing enough. So what
Yeah, we just have to
now I'm
cancel one
interested
flip.
though. I need to know, Trevor, what's the new problem?
Well, I think I led to the property we currently have under contract still
Hmm.
in North Carolina, in Western North Carolina, near the Smokies.
Yep.
Trying to move that way. We actually have another partner on that deal as well, Chad Choquette in South Carolina. And he actually used to own this property. He seller financed it to the current owner. He and I almost seller financed it back from her last year. We held off, it was off market. Then we saw it hit the market, and the three of us got together and were like, we need to make an offer on this. So we made her a Morby method offer. She accepted it. We've been under contract just shy of a month.
Hmm.
Um, and that contract expires this Friday. The
Mm.
only reason we haven't moved along yet is because we're still waiting on an appraisal for the DSCR loan. She, for a lack of better words, is a little finicky, a little quirky, can be a little pissy.
Sure.
I'll say it nicely.
She's a
But
seller.
she,
Feisty, feisty,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. She is a tired landlord that wants out. She had been Airbnb this property. It's a great little property. It's 2 units. We're going to add some more units on it. We'd already, partnered with other people to actually Subto an RV to put on there. We've got big plans for this.
Cool.
And she texted our partner this morning and said, "Hey, I want to cancel the contract. You're not going to be able to close by Friday. If you cancel now, I'll give you guys all your EMD and your due diligence money back and everything. If you wait, you won't be able to get it back." And we're like, "Why would you cancel?" She said, "Well, you're not going to be able to close by Friday, and I'm not extending again. So you might as well just not fight me on it." And kind of trying to throw her weight around a little bit. And we initially were like, okay. And I'm like, "Oh, we've done a ton of work on this. Like, this is a good property. We want to own this property, and we're under contract to. You can't just decide all of a sudden
Hmm.
you want to back out." So that's our current big problem dealing with legalities of North Carolina law versus Florida law. So
Yep.
I'm consulting with a few people today, and they're like, "Yeah, she can't just cancel." So
Yeah.
obviously, play a little hardball.
Yep. Yeah, those are fun. Those are fun. Have had several like that day of closing. No, I don't want to sell. And it's because they have a backup offer that's a little bit higher, and they think that instead of squeezing you, they're just going to cancel. And it's just
Yep.
not how
Yep.
not how it works. That's why we have contracts. So that's fun. That's good. But that'll be you'll be better for it regardless of the outcome. So
Yep.
love
For
it.
sure.
Bigger and better problems.
Yeah.
Well, cool. This is great. I love what you guys are doing, how you guys are growing. If somebody's watching this and wanted to reach out to either of you, either have a deal in Florida, just want to kind of learn about your story, maybe jump into some of your deals, have some money sitting around, how can they get in touch with you guys?
Yeah, follow us on social media. Both of us are on Instagram. Mine is Trevor_Ryan7, and my cell phone number is up here. Happy to field a phone call, text message, whatever. Would love to, again, help anybody new that has questions. Ultimately, to partner with people on deals. We're obviously looking for, we love to JV with other people and partner. So anybody have deals in the Southeast, specifically, obviously, Florida is our main market, but we are looking to expand with some others and are already starting to do that. So feel free. Robert, you can throw your social up there too.
Yeah, I mean, definitely social media. The IG is Robert Szigeti underscore, and my phone number is in the screen through 386-307-3179. Yeah, anybody, yeah, please reach out to us. And definitely, the social media is a big, big kind of help for us. Like we never expected how much, actually helps. Just people randomly reach out to us because they
Yeah.
saw us in social media. It's
Yeah.
it's crazy. Yeah.
It's a necessary evil for sure. Like I don't know about you
Oh,
guys. I'm not a fan, but the proof is in the pudding and people are watching
yeah.
even when you don't know it. And so you'll get those DMs and stuff and people are paying attention to what you're doing. So that's
Yeah,
awesome.
and even though not just about the deals, something they, either you follow or say something, and then they just
Yeah.
like they love that. I was like, wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, so good. Well, I got one more question for you guys. So if you were able to turn back the clock, talk to you both of yourselves either before you were getting started or to a brand new investor, what's one piece of advice that you would give that person getting into real estate?
I would say don't wait for the right time because there's never going to be a right time.
Mm.
I got that advice as a scared new parent of actually her older brother saying the same thing. If you guys would have waited until you were ready, you probably never would have had kids. We got those surprises and those blessings early in life, thankfully. The same thing with real estate. I didn't think I knew enough, didn't, especially those in sub two. You already know more than 90% of the people out there and you have a much greater community out there of people willing to help um, with any problem you could even think about, and most of those that you've never even considered yet. So don't wait.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I would say, yeah, squad up for sure. We get together with people, and that's yeah, don't do it alone. I mean, that's I think so. For me, it was like, yeah, don't do it alone, don't, because it's so much harder. And then
Yeah.
like real estate is like so many people. Like if you talk with people and everybody's interested in real estate, right? And then you just like you always find someone to kind of even in lending side, or just they just want to learn or whatever it is, you know.
Yeah. No, that's so good. I can't remember who said it, but it's one of my favorite quotes, and it says you can go fast alone or you can go far together.
Yes.
And I think that this situation, Subto in general, is like a perfect example of that. And so, really appreciate you both for sharing your story, taking the
Thank
time.
you
It
for
was
inviting
great.
us. Yeah, appreciate it.
Guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, leave a little nugget in the comments for me. Until the next episode, I will catch you later. Peace.